Hopefully we get Dorothy.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
I gotta ask these guys one night why we don't whistle at night. I mean, what's the deal? We can't whistle at night. I'm just curious. Welcome back, Dorothy. It's I'm just curious what it is. But you see, that's what I was talking about. Adult topics. I mean, a lot of the themes on the network would definitely be considered adult themes. It's not for lighthearted or
I like Ghost Be Gone. I thought that sounded really good.
Oh man, we got some. We do so much stuff now. I mean, we have shows like this one and John show and a couple others, and then we have like the chat, which is just an open format. But we have news shows, but then we have paranormal shows and we have alien shows, and then some stuff in between. And then we have shows on how to make your life better, financially, how to make your life better, how to deal with Bitcoin, things like that. People are like, "God, y'all do everything." I'm like, "Well, we try. We don't do everything, but we try." But it makes it more fun, and we don't try to cater to kids.
No.
So we don't have to watch what we're saying, because really and truly, unless you happen to be on one of the FM venues, which on this show we actually broadcast on FM, but a lot of the shows don't. So that means there's no language restrictions. Like my Friday night news show. It's funny. I did radio for 35 years. No one ever heard me curse till I started doing that show. And they were like, "God, were you in the service?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was in the Navy."
I'll do it.
In case you couldn't tell. It was, but it was a nice restriction lifter for me, because there's some things that punctuate better with the right word behind it. I mean, you can't go, every other word can't be a curse word, but still. Something just, especially when you're talking politics. Oh my God, let's just be honest.
Some things can't be avoided.
Yes, and sometimes I feel the need to curse leadership, regardless what side they happen to be on. It's one of the nice things about being a centrist. I get to hate. I'm an equal opportunity hater. But anyway, Tracy, welcome. Dorothy, welcome. Nice to see you two ladies again. How y'all both doing? You're looking good. Everybody's looking good. I know, Dorothy, it's a whole. Wait, you're on a different day, aren't you? Oh no, you're not quite on a different day yet. Okay.
No, I'm still on Saturday. Yeah,
yes. She's getting close to the next day. Yeah, she's getting close to the next day. Well, Johnny Lee, we talk to people all around the world, and a lot of times it is the next day when we're talking to people. I just wish somebody would send me, the lotto numbers backwards or something. Just give me it.
That wouldn't work anyway, but okay.
Send them back. I'll split them with Carmen, I promise. What's that, Christopher? John's on vacation. Well, he's not on vacation, but he's a working vacation. How's that? Yeah, he's never on vacation. I did see him at the beach, which shocked the living hell out of me, by the way.
He's at a publishers conference. Actually.
See, it's a working vacation. That's what I say. No, he Mike, he legitimately went to the beach. Him and him and Sarah and Emily went to the beach. It was right after the Writers of the Future conference.
Yeah, they deserved it. They worked so hard to make sure
No,
we
they
felt
did.
welcome.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
I still don't know who my favorite is yet, and I can't put it on y'all, but I get asked all the time because I've spent a lot of time with a bunch of them down. They're like, "Who's your favorite?" I was like, "I don't know." I was
They're
like,
my baby.
Well, John's my favorite because John is we're friends, and Carmen's one of my favorites because Carmen is just a workaholic like the rest of the nutcases over there.
Yeah.
And Emily, of course, is because her personality is way more like mine. it's she's dangerous, people. I'm just saying, it's a good kind of dangerous. It's a good Canadian kind of dangerous. There we go. We'll switch that over real quick. No, Christopher. Both Dorothy and Tracy are winners from this year's Writers and Illustrators of the Future. One's an illustrator, one's an author. And it's interesting being on this particular network because as far as storytelling goes, there's a lot of it that gets done on this network. There's a lot of storytelling goes on. There's a lot of authors on any given week. There can be 50, 60 authors come across the different shows on the network, just depending on what they're talking about. But these are special people because they won the big dog. They were out in LA because they won, not because they was losers, but because they was winners. Poor Dorothy, I don't know how many millions of hours she had to fly just to get to LA.
From South
56.
Africa.
Yeah, well, she's not
How
exactly
many?
around the corner.
How many?
36 hours. 36.
36 hours. Wow.
Well, because they got all those flight inflammations in because of the stupid Iran war going on. I forgot how much Johnny told me when he was flying the other day because he was going somewhere from Australia. He said because of the Iran war, it added an extra 16 hours of flight time to his flights. He was pissed, man. He's like, can't you? I said, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can call him, hey, can you stop? Let my friend fly around a little while cheaper. That's how he's gonna listen to me, my friend. But
They can't like break and just turn and like, okay, we're gonna stay here for a while and hover. No, you're flying. Ugh.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, what's the longest stretch you in the air for, Dorothy? I mean, before your feetsies actually touch the ground again.
11.
Oh, that's a nice stint. That's a nice stint. I haven't flown anything like that since I was in the military.
It was actually 2 flights that were just over 11 hours. 2 of them.
Oh, Lord. I mean, I guess it's cool because you're on the plane. At least you know you're making progress because you're moving in the right direction. You're going.
No, we weren't. Yeah. We were going backwards in time.
Oh,
so
shit. Yeah, that's true. That's true too. You're going backwards in time.
You're going across the Pacific?
No.
Across the Atlantic, right?
The Atlantic.
No, Atlantic.
Yeah, she crossed the Atlantic and then crosses the continental USA. Right. I'm not exactly sure why they go that way. Why they don't go the other way around, but
no. we first went across Africa to the UK and then
you flew up. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, so yeah, because I've seen a couple of them flights where they cross the Atlantic and then they cross the entire continental USA, and I'm like, and then they land in California. I'm like, well, couldn't they have gone the other way? Like, the Pacific side wouldn't it have been faster? But I guess not. I know if you're in this bottom part of the country, it's slower because there's restrictions about flying around the South Poles. So you got, they're really weird about who can fly over it, who can't for some reason.
I think you need to look at the headwinds, right? Because say you're flying to or from Japan, you have to kind of look at like how much gasoline or jet fuel you're going to spend if you're fighting a headwind, that kind of thing. I had a friend over there and she used to talk about it all the time. So,
well, it's always funny because it's always a 4.5 hour flight to LA, but it's always a 3 hour and 15-minute flight home. So it's always an hour faster coming home but also there's nobody on the plane. So I get a faster flight with nobody on the plane. It's actually quite nice. I'm like, well, this is very nice.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Is it's faster going west
east. Yeah.
To east.
Are you also noticing that there's no one coming back? Because I mean, it sounds like the reverse Hotel California.
It's rough right now. I mean, I got I have a lot of friends in Cali, and they really love it out there. But they just put it in perspective. One was in Mississippi just recently. He goes, Joe, it's 42% cheaper to live here. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's 42%. I said, I know it's hard to believe. I said, but we're still not even paying but $3.50 for gas, even with these high prices. I said, and our food prices have been coming down steady for the last year. I'm like, and I said, and even rent prices have stabilized. I'm kind of like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, it's but there are downsides, like you do live on the coast, and there are hurricanes. You have to play dodge the hurricane, and insurance is outrageous. But think of it this: I've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on the water. I mean, I literally on the damn water. House is worth about $400,000. I pay $750 a month for it. Yeah, that's what you see. I feel the same way. And now insurance, that doesn't include insurances, but still, the note is just you're just not going to get those kind of notes in other places. You're going to be dying, and you can still find good deals. And if you don't mind doing a little work, you can still find deals left over from storms, so you can do that. But one of the things I really like about it down here is the state has become very interested in literacy. Thank God.
Oh wow.
I mean, so they were ranked 49th in literacy. 49th. I mean, that's just pathetic. And God knows if you ranked them in the world where they were. So since then, they've managed to get their mid ages up, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade up to 9th in the country now. So they've managed to get that up to there now. We still got a long ways to go in other places, but Mississippi decided that they got all this casino money now. So they said, you know what? We want to bring businesses to our state, so we need to have an educated population so businesses will come here. So they're spending on education now, big time too.
You're talking about Mississippi or Louisiana?
No, Mississippi. Louisiana is a whole different. Louisiana is different because it has like groups. Like New Orleans,
just for you guys, just for your information and your listeners' information, Joe's kind of like right on the borderline.
Yeah, I used to keep a place in both places, New Orleans and here, but now I got a place on the coast, which is from where I'm in right now about 45 minutes from this downtown New Orleans.
That's where he gets his Delta accent from.
Yes, my Couillon accent. So you can tell when I've been hanging out with the locals because my accent's much different than it is right now. When I'm hanging out with everybody online, it changes because everybody has different accents. But when I'm just dealing with locals, oh no.
But we need more readers, Joe. You're right, and studies say that the more you know how to read, the more higher empathy you have. So there's all kinds of benefits to that.
Yeah, well, it has helped. They I see they've got 3 companies now who have signed contracts to bring in industries into the state. So, I guess they figure if you can get the help here and you're willing to put out the money, they're willing to come, which is a good thing because it is cheap here. I mean, just everyday life here. I mean, so if you live in Cali, it's ungodly cheaper. It's almost 50% cheaper. But if you're in, say, the heartland or somewhere, it's still 22 to 24% cheaper to live here. I mean, you can buy a whole thing of ribeye steaks. You get 14 of them. If it's $100 for a rack, you get 14 2-inch steaks out of it. You're not touching. And this is prime Black Angus, grain-fed, beautiful beef. It's and then we have every seafood you can think of right in the backyard. Hell, I can go out in my yard and catch seafood. I don't have to pay for it if I don't want to. But it's a different way to live.
Right.
So
while we're selling things, Joe, we might as well mention L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 42.
I've never heard of this.
Look at that. There's Tracy's got her book right there.
Oh, that's right. I'm not on camera. I can't see it. I got 2 behind.
Late for Joe.
And for our listeners who might be first-time listeners, the way the contests work is Tracy was paired with her writer, Dorothy, and Tracy creates an illustration for Dorothy's short story. And that's how the contest works. And there's the illustration that
you beat me to it.
Tracy created for Dorothy's story. And by the way, like I said, if we're selling things, L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 42 went on sale on April 28th, and you can get it at Barnes & Noble, anywhere else. Any of your bookstores will order it. Amazon, Galaxy Press. Joe's covering up his beardless face again.
I'm sorry, people. It's classified. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm serious.
There's some beautiful illustrations in this book. Even when I'm thumbing through it, I'm like amazed by the amount of talent that's in there. But when you curate the art from thousands of people and industry professionals are choosing who's going to be in the book, you can expect that they're going to be high-level pieces. So it's really beautiful, that book.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Amazing.
Personally, art, is it's your opinion. It's like what you consider art is art. So what you consider beautiful is beautiful. What you consider ugly is ugly. And that's just the way it is. And people have their own opinions. But I have to say, when I first saw your illustration, Tracy, it's almost like it took my breath away. It was
I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah, there's a gentleman, he's one of our past or maybe even current Illustrator of the Future judges, and his name is it's slipping my mind right now. But anyway, when I would look at his illustrations, he would be like so impeccably technically involved with it. And I said, and he I'm a guitar player, and he heard me play in the band, and he really liked my playing and stuff. So we could kind of talk about the difference between like how the emotional impact is compared to the technical that you put into it. And I said, God, it's like you have such technique and stuff. It's so amazing. And I said, when you're judging something, what are you judging? And he said to me, he goes, emotional impact. I don't care about technique whatsoever. I just totally look at, and I was it kind of surprised me that he would say that, somebody that had, like that much technique involved in his illustrations. So,
yeah.
And Dorothy, I think I kind of got the impression that you liked her illustration too.
Emotional pull, absolutely. I just burst into tears because I could just see how beautiful and how Tracy had done it, but she'd got the emotion at the heart of the story. Like, I just felt it was even better than I'd written it. She really picked on that emotion and she put it there, and it broke me. It absolutely broke me.
Dorothy,
thank you, Tracy. It was beautiful.
I'm just going to say, reading your story, it gave me your Dora Wilty vibes. Like, I felt like it was just so good. And the emotion that I have in that painting was just exactly how devastated I felt at the end of that one. And with that clincher line that you have at the very end of that story that just broke me. And literally, because I was having this read aloud to me by my sister, we just looked at each other like, what just happened? And it was amazing. I immediately was like, well, I have to go thumbnail, excuse me. It was amazing, just incredible work.
Thank you, Tracy. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
And so Dorothy, tell us a little bit about your story then.
My story is set in South Africa in our very small town. It's about a young woman who takes an American biotech pill to be what she believes is going to be more beautiful, and everyone else is taking it. And basically, her new improved self, the self that she really wanted, takes up more space than it should, and there's nothing left for her. So she basically ends up haunting her own life and watching her new improved self live that life.
Oh, well.
The execution of this story, I mean, I love how Dorothy sums it up. The execution of this story is something you have to read and you'll feel it deeply. And I think the pressures in this story that happen on the main character are very womanhood pressures, like you're growing up and like the execution you need to see. So get the book. I'm not joking. Quite serious.
Mhm.
And in South Africa, it's available at the end of May, on 26th of May. So everybody's
Right.
still waiting.
Right.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, not everyone can just get it on Kindle either, because we don't have Kindle in South Africa. There's no Kindle. So only those who have US accounts with Amazon. But it is available on Kobo in South Africa. A lot of my friends have told me that's where they're getting it from.
Mm.
Excellent.
Nice. Nice.
Not to be missed. Not to be
Right.
missed.
So is it a town similar to the one that you live in, that you
It's the town
created
I
your
live
story?
in.
Oh, it is.
It's
It
the
is.
place.
Okay.
It's
Because
where
I
live.
noticed you're kind of out there away from most of the big cities, right?
Very much so. Our nearest movie theater is a 3-hour drive.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Our nearest bookstore is a 3-hour drive.
Holy smoke.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's amazing.
That's like being in the Dakotas up here, like where the nearest fall is like 3 hours away.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's why you get a big screen TV and satellite. You don't have to worry about where you.
I guess,
Look, no matter where you are in the world, if you got big screen TV and satellite, you're good to go.
wow.
Good to go.
So Dorothy's in this incredibly remote location, but I think her and I both have a new best friend in Yaish Collins, who wrote 2 amazing stories that went all over South Africa, and they were in all the big newspapers there. So
yeah, and the big newspapers. Like
right.
The really, really. I had people from Johannesburg contact me for years. Oh, we saw you in the paper.
Right.
And it was in the big daily papers in Johannesburg. So yeah, Ish is, and he's a future prospective entrant. He's working very hard on his story. Yes.
Mm.
So that's quite. It's nice. I really want more South Africans to take part, because it was it's such an amazing opportunity. I mean, I live in this really remote village. Our roads are so bad that we are having to go all the way to Parliament to have them fixed. The potholes are terrible when you leave here. So to be in this really remote place in Africa and go to Hollywood was just mind-blowing. It was like a different planet entirely.
So they have real roads.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to say, if she represents the kind of skill that they have over there, there should be more South Africans applying for sure.
Now, look, our older schooling was really good. We're having big problems with schooling at the moment. We actually just heard yesterday that a school about 300 kilos from your head, it's been going for 140 years, and they're closed down because there's no money. The government's not paying for their bills. The teachers haven't been paid, and it was a really good Afrikaans school. So yeah, and that's happening all the time. Schools are closing, and that's why literacy to me is also a very important thing. It's my few little books have gone out even to the schools, and they're sharing it, and teachers are reading it to the kids. So it's
Hey, that's
and I know it's PG-13, so it's okay.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, all the stuff behind me is probably PG-13. Yeah, probably looking back to it, probably all is. Oh, those authors
Yeah.
probably are. It's now I can't say how the shows are because those are different and depending on what we're talking about. But like we got a rating change. We were talking about exploration of Mars the other night and how how they'd have to have places where you could sit and read and look at the Martian sky and where you could do your art and they got all upset because we were talking about living and dying on Mars, how you could live longer if you were there, and they moved us from a PG rating to an R rating. I was like,
Because of Mars. Damn you, Mars.
because them damn words are bad sometimes. But I mean, all we were talking about was death. Not like we haven't talked about death on a lot of other shows. It was kind of weird.
But not with Mars.
Yeah, Mars is, I guess, going to be a picky subject these days, but it's interesting because it is a place where you can go and live. If you're old and you go to Mars in your 60s or 70s, you can probably add 30 or 40 years to your life, and not just add to your life, but a healthy add to your life.
Well, are you thinking about telomeres expanding, or how?
Well, it's not even that. So first off, you have a third of the gravity there. So if you've got arthritis or any joint driven or heart related issues because the gravity's pulling on your heart, that almost instantly releases the day you arrive on the planet. Your heart, it does not have to work near as hard as it used to. Matter of fact, in some cases, they want you to wear it down as you get closer to Mars so that it's not a complete weird shift. Because on the shifts, it's most of the time you're going to be strapped or something. But it's not. And then of course, all those joint pains are gone. You don't even have to have stairs. You can pull yourself from floor to floor. You don't even have to jump.
This is reminding me of Janneke Mikkelsen, which we were lucky enough to hear from her at the end of the week-long training that we get after winning, right? And she said the most gorgeous thing, that when she goes up past the Kármán line, there are shifts in your physiology when you go into space. Your heart is more circular. And in my head, like being a little artist, all I could see is bubbles. It was an interesting effect the minute she said it. Yeah. So I kind of love
So we have to change our emojis then from a to a circle.
That's right.
Hamburger.
a circle with a heart inside of it. There you go. So we actually know what we're doing. Yes, but it will be interesting. It'll be definitely a different place because living in space is not great for us. But living on a planet like that where there is some gravity, but the fact that we can move around and enjoy our lives and get rid of so much of it and high blood pressure. They even talk about it in space right now. That astronauts that are borderline high blood pressure get in space, they don't have any high blood pressure anymore. Wow. It's the body doesn't have to work as hard in any circumstance. There's no gravity. That's what makes us old the fastest. It's because we're constantly fighting gravity every day of our life. We're being pulled down and sucked down to the ground every day. It's and somebody said somebody was asking how come people's body parts age differently. I said, well, it has a lot to do with being exposed to air and how much they get used. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, scientists talk about it all the time. Because gravity pulls. Yeah, because gravity pulls. So certain faces, anything with the skin that can move, the gravity's going to pull. Anywhere where there's muscle that's going to stay muscle, like legs and thighs, tend to stay firmer and less wrinkly. It's weird. The whole thing to me is just weird. When I listen to him talk about it, I'm like, okay, because we have every now and then we had like Michio Kaku on talking about this.
Is amazing.
Yeah. And then we had Neil deGrasse Tyson on as well. But the Dr. Paul Vet, he's a quantum mechanics. He was most interesting because he takes the other two's work and kind of puts them together and then twists them and locks them in place. So it definitely makes for a different understanding of the universe. I'll tell you that much. It's
a futurist, an astrophysicist, and someone in quantum mechanics.
But he'll think his whole entire career. Matter of fact, all three of them will think their career to good sci-fi writers. All three of them.
Wow,
that's interesting.
Yeah, because I've asked him about it, and Michio was like, he said, man, I probably shouldn't say this aloud, but I did a lot of sci-fi reading when I was young. A lot of space books when I was young.
I've seen him but one time, and he's brilliant.
He's a great interview. I was surprised because they got him to come on my other show, which was UFO Undercover, and he agreed to come on because I wanted to talk to him about stepping stones, stepping stone theory. How to, because he always says he believes in life in other worlds, but how could they get here? And I said, well, come on my show and I'll explain what the stepping stone theory is and how we're going to use it to get into deep space. He still uses it to this day. I've heard him talk about it many times. It's because
next up for you, Joe, Avi Loeb.
Abby, I haven't had a chance. Well, I've been preoccupied because all this new TV stuff we got going on right now.
Okay.
He is on my list to get him and Bigelow. I've talked to Bigelow in the past, but it's another one. The only one I can't get contact with is Elon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him I know somebody from South Africa. Maybe it'll help. I can't. It's not him. It's his that blonde-headed woman that works for him. She's like the steel shield or something. You can't get. I'm not kidding you. And I've asked, and I got a lot of friends, a lot of places, and they're like, no, Joe, you can't. So one time I got her to talk to me. She says, well, maybe I give you 15 minutes. And then he decided to join the president's campaign. Well, there was no way I was getting to talk to him after that. It wasn't going to happen. So I'm just hoping.
Imagine that.
Yes, I'm hoping maybe a year from now we might get lucky. But he's also another one that's big into literacy. You'll hear him talk about it. He pushes it himself. He says you can't, you got to read to understand the world.
Isn't he South African?
Yes, he is South African.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's matter of fact, he is the richest African American in the world. It's it sends people in a tizzy when they say that too, but he is the richest African American in the world. And by far at this point. It's when you hear people say it, they're like, wow. But I was listening to him, he's in that series Mars. His company's in it. And so it's a series where they use real science, but they also they have actors in it, which is kind of strange, but I was listening to him talk about it.
That is good. That kind of, to me, is the sci-fi bridge that makes it approachable for like the average person. Relatable.
So that's what they were doing. So they would take you with the actors to a point, and then they would stop, and then you'd have several well-known scientists, including Elon, would be in there talking about Mars and spaceships and SpaceX and how they got there and how they landed the ship and all. So they go through all of that, and then you're in a flight going to Mars with the people, and then you get to Mars. Of course, there's always some kind of disaster, and then you're back with science, and it goes back and forth the entire 2 seasons between. It's a good series to watch, but I'm gonna warn you people: if you don't like to read and you're not into science, just don't even bother.
Oh, I love science.
Just if you're a geek at heart, you'll love this series. If you're not, it's a lot to take in. There's a lot of
just take down my list: Mars, dinosaurs, Netflix. Got it.
But I've been surprised how many people lately have actually come out and have been talking about it. Matter of fact, I heard John Travolta talking about it at the Cannes Film Festival, talking about we need to concentrate more on literacy worldwide. He said he was somewhere. He didn't say where he was. He said he was somewhere. And he was talking with these people, and he realized that these 2 kids had never read a book in their entire life, and they were at least 9 or 10 years old.
That's a criminal offense against these children. Like,
it's a criminal offense against everybody.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't avail them. It doesn't open up the future to them that they can't read. It just doesn't. It's a terrible disservice.
Well, I escaped in some pretty geeky books when I was young, and it's one of the things that gave me a thirst for science myself. That's why when I got a bachelor's in science and advanced avionics and electronics, because I wanted to fly. I wanted to see something fly at least.
There's too many distractions for kids now.
There's a lot.
We only read as kids because we were bored, and then we just happened to, oh wow, this is actually fun. But if children aren't even bored enough to pick up a book, it's very sad.
I mean, is it boredom, or is it the fact that they just can't slow down? Like every child I know is scheduled out the yin yang. I mean, if they picked up a book and sat still, somebody would think they were doing something wrong. Like almost like that. They're really, really kept busy.
If you look at the hours they're spending on social media,
there's a lot of that going on too.
Those are the reading hours. It should have been.
So we're going to see an experiment here because Europe's deciding. I think Europe's going to come down on social media from ages, say like from 10 to 15 or 16. Now the US isn't going to do it because we still consider that stifling free speech. Bad on our part. But Europe, as far as I know, they're going to give it a try and see if it makes any difference. Because there are a lot of kids that get in front of it. You know, I've watched not just kids, I've watched many adults sitting there with their phone just scrolling away, especially on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
It's you know, and it's not even a boredom thing, I think, anymore. I think it's just a habit now. I think they just do it.
Forming. I think that's maybe intentional. I have to paint, so that never actually works for me. But you can literally set it up next to you and have it running. I mean, it's easy to fall into that trap if you're not careful.
I was listening to a Z-Jenner just this morning talk about they need a program that will paint or write for her. So the Z-Jenners are thinking that AI is going to be their way of doing art or becoming authors. They're going to tell the AI what they want, and then the AI is going to make it for them, and then they're going to put that out to the public. I was like, I hope not. I said, I will not be buying anything that you produce. And but that's not even the first time I heard it. And even the new alpha generation, which is barely even old enough to think about it, they're talking the same way that these things should be for creating, to take that. In other words, they're basically saying, let me take the paintbrush out of my hand and give it to a computer.
No.
And I'll just think about it and the computer will do it. Now, so this is what's weird for me. If you can design a computer that's direct thought, I mean, in other words, that everything that I'm thinking about goes into that computer and that's how it comes out, I can live with that. But if you want me to program a computer and say, go draw this for me, no, they see that's just, how can I say this politely, laziness on the artist's part. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm willing to pay money for good art or even for good books, but not, I don't want anything AI.
I just think they're missing the curve of, like, AI is going to be really good at looking at images and finding tumors. Like, it can decode DNA strands and help us to keep species alive.
It's definitely got its place.
It's like a waste of time to do all these other things we can do ourselves with it when we have so many things we can't that would make for the betterment of the planet, right? It's just weird.
It's strange. It's definitely strange. But the world, you know, what's really weird for me too is I know for a while there it seemed like the planet had gotten kind of quiet and there didn't seem to be any real wars going on. It's almost like we just can't sit still. It's like the whole planet's a bunch of freaking children. If somebody decides, okay, we're going to behave, oh no. So America finally gets out of all the wars, and what do we go do? We're going to go get into another one. I'm like, give me a break. Russia ain't been in a war in 20 years, except for some little skirmishes. They decide they're going to go get in one. I'm like, what is it that just kicks stuff off on our planet?
Yeah, this is a very
leadership gets bored. I mean, it's scary to think that somebody might be sitting in a place of power and go, you know what? I'm just bored. Let's go invade the Ukraine.
Oh, you're bored. You need a book.
I'm agreeing with you.
Build empathy.
I'm agreeing with Dorothy's agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. It's just I don't know. It's a mess. I did, you know, it is funny that we're talking about this because Vladimir Putin said just the other day. First he said it looks like the Ukrainian war is coming to an end, and then he talked about somebody another recommending a really good Russian author to him. To read it on, it was on a not an eclectic world, on a you know, where there's no war, no weapons, no utopian world. Thank you. That's it. Yeah, and he said he gave him a book to read on what a real utopian world would look like. So I'm thinking, wow, did Putin grow a conscience all of a sudden? What the hell's going on here? Did the aliens come probe him? I mean, what happened?
Did he just decide he wanted to have a different kind of legacy? That would be nice.
It would be nice. It would be nice. I just don't like it because it's, you know, if you're an alien driving by our planet, and you look down at our planet and you go, Jesus, there's 200 different countries on a planet this big. It's the size of a friggin' marble. It just, you know, it just doesn't seem like it should be that way. And I would think by now, I really would have thought by this day and age that we would have been getting along much better than. I guess I shouldn't bitch. Really, we're not nuking each other off the planet, and well, I kind of feel bad about griping because I mean things could be way worse, but I still think they could be way better. So I'm kind of
How did they find us in a drive-by? It's like I try and figure the odds because the Oort cloud is there that's hiding us, and there's a lot of space in between the gas giants, an asteroid belt, some little asteroid belts, and us, little us.
Yes, Dorothy should write about
Way in
the. You should write about the Loki red dwarf galaxy that we're in the middle of eating right now. Well, we're actually eating the Sagittarius galaxy and the red dwarf galaxy of Loki. I think there's 12 altogether we're eating at the moment.
Well,
so our galaxy's out there munching its way through space.
Right? This is just like potato chips. That's the Milky Way's MO.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But what's funny is some scientists seem to think that this solar system could be from the Sagittarius Milky Way. I mean, from the Sagittarius galaxy, not from the Milky Way. It could have been pushed in here.
Our sun, right? That they were talking about in that sense. And I'm like, I don't care. I like it.
Yeah, no. Look, if we came from the Sagittarius, I'm fine with that too. Either way, I mean, we're here, we're happy, we're healthy, we're safe. Nothing's blowing up. I'm good.
Look, whatever gets you to Trappist to be.
It is odd though that we're not in the rest of the galaxy with everybody else. We're off the beaten path, way out to the middle of the field where nobody is but us and a couple of little stars. It is a little odd.
And then there's Dorothy's community and the theater.
Yes. There you go. Take it right to Dorothy's community. Next town, Dorothy's community.
Just out of curiosity, Dorothy, do you ever think of moving closer to a theater? Or
hell no. She likes where she's at.
I love where I am.
Oh, okay.
There's fewer distractions.
Are you in a part of Africa where you would like be able to go out and see like wildlife and all that good stuff?
Oh, we have baboons that come through our gardens.
Oh my God, that's
literally.
so cool.
And then you have to phone the police sometimes because the baboons kill people's dogs.
Oh,
yes,
so
good thing to keep in mind. Even though I think that wasn't it in the ancient Egyptian police force that they would have police guards? They were Medjay with monkeys and maybe baboons or something. I'd have to look back, but that is fascinating and terrifying, Dorothy, at the same time.
And I sold a house a couple of years ago, and I'm like, why do you have electric fence? Because we don't have that kind of security issue. He says it's to keep the fallow deer out from eating his flowers.
Okay. We get an elk every now and again. That's it. It's like I'm lost. An elk. Think Lord of the Rings. No.
Biggest thing I get around here is
similar to a deer, but bigger.
Much bigger. Much bigger. And they travel in herds. So they are very big. And don't get too close to them. They get really upset about that.
It's probably a lot like our eland, which is also very big, about half a ton.
Are they gazelle?
I don't know. Yeah, lots of long horns, big, heavy bodies.
I'm not jealous at all.
It's we don't have any big animals left down here now. I mean, not where I live anyway. We got eagles and we got hawks and we've got ospreys and otters and raccoons and possums and all sorts of other shit, but nothing big. Got a couple of foxes. Yeah. Only thing I got to watch is I got 2 small dogs. So I got to keep an eye on them, but I don't have any big critters here. The biggest thing you might see is like a stray dog walking through a box.
Don't you have alligators?
We do have alligators. We do have alligators, but they don't. They're funny. They don't like to eat my dogs unless the dogs get in their way.
Okay, that's terrifying too. Good for
they. Well,
they become shoes.
Yeah. Now we do have big thing in the water. I mean, because I live in the Gulf of America, so it's there's a lot of big stuff out there. They have barracudas. As a matter of fact, there's something in my bayou that when the water gets fresh enough, they come down from the river and they get in my bayou. But something in here kills them. I don't know what
kills the alligator.
Probably a shark or a barracuda or something. If they get over about 5 feet, they kill them. I guess because they're a predator. And we get dolphins come up in here every once in a while.
And you get, did I hear you right? You get sharks and
you get sharks.
alligators in the same
place. Yeah.
Okay.
See, because I live on a bayou that on the north side of me is a freshwater river, but my bayou empties into the Gulf of America, which is about 250 yards from my back door. So I have the Gulf water always pushing in, and usually it's more salt in here than fresh. But when we get a lot of rain, though, the fresh water from up northern part of the river pushes in and pushes the salt back out into the Gulf, so it becomes really fresh. So the gators will come hang out when it's freshy fish. They're not big fans of salt. They'll come in here when it's salt water, but they're not big fan. And the neighborhood on either side of it is really wealthy, so they got rules about if you see a gator more than 3 foot, they call somebody to come out and take them out of the water and take them away.
I was about to say, are they going to hand a citation to the gator? I don't
know.
No,
they're gonna take the gators. People are very funny about their dogs getting eaten. They're more likely to, the child gets, they're like, yeah, if he eats a kid, one thing, but not my damn dog. I'm eating my chihuahua, man. I think you're really upset over that kind of stuff. Besides, it's a kid. It's usually just an arm or a foot that gets lost. So the kid usually survives. It makes for good stories, though, right? That's how good authors out of Mississippi. That's why, because a lot of good stories.
Okay.
The only thing we get around here is mostly coyotes. And I've heard of people having their dog taken from them right off the leash from a coyote.
That's nice. Get a fist fight with an Irish person. No, don't do it. Then you are a savage. Okay.
They got a great video of a coyote grabbing a little pixie-poo, running off down the street, and this cat just comes leaping out from nowhere underneath the car and tackles the coyote down. Oh, it was too much. The coyote was like, "Whoa, wait, what the hell just happened?
What was that? What hit me?"
The cat just jumped the dog. That poor coyote didn't know what got hold to him. I was like, dang. That's when I seen, though, was there's 3 coyotes out there trying to eat this little chihuahua, and the little chihuahua is trying to keep them getting eaten. And them coyotes are all brave, and out of nowhere, here come these 2 big Rottweilers. It was those 2 brothers, I guess. They come walking up like, and it was funny because the big one just reached down, pushed the chihuahua back with his nose, and they went to eating some coyotes.
Don't mess with Rottweilers.
That's right.
This
puppy is.
This looks like a cute little dog, but if she sees a coyote, she'll be pulling me on the leash, chasing it, and they'll chase the coyote away. So
that's because she wants your backup. At that point, like,
right? She says, "Daddy, I know you carry a gun."
She's not even 20 pounds.
Just strap it on my back; it's easy reach. Yes. Yeah, right. The dog doesn't need a permit.
Something big come up in the yard. The dog will look at me. It'll look at whatever it is. It'll look at me. Look at it. Look at me. Then it'll look at my gun. Like she got the gun, right? And then it'll look at it. Look at me. Look at it. And then look at the gun. I'm like, really? Yeah, you know what that is? And you can tell. She's like, she knows who Martha is. She's like waiting for Dave to pull Martha and shoot somebody. She's like.
This is a conversation that I call "Welcome to America, Dorothy."
Yes, the weirdos.
No, I'm in farming community. Well, I suppose you could call it hunting community. So there's plenty guns here.
That, yeah, it's always good to have a gun around here too.
I don't have any exposure to that. Even our police force up home doesn't have guns. So my first exposure was I was at work and 2 police got into the line in front of me, and I realized they had sidearms. And I was quite honestly so terrified to go sit down. So I'm very different. And then I'm like, girl, you're in America. Toughen up.
Yeah, so down here, like when I depending where I am. So if I'm in the community where I live, I rarely carry my gun on me. I'll have one usually in a car or something, but I won't carry. If I'm in New Orleans, it's on my side. Where everybody can see it. It's a big monster cannon too. I want you to see it's there because I will shoot your ass if you mess with me and my wife. Like, I have no qualms in shooting you. And we have your ground laws down here. So
you do.
Yeah. Don't be screwing with us because if we shoot you, we're not going to get in trouble for shooting you. So it's just That's okay. We were somewhere one night, and I told my wife, I said, look, I said, hold the gun. We was in a really bad neighborhood and had to change a tire out on the car. I said, anybody comes walking up, just shoot them. And she's like, I said, just shoot them. I said, just say they were trying to, rape your little white old lady self up out here in the woods. That they don't even want to be in no trouble. And it was funny because we ran into a cop stop to make sure we were okay. And he told her the same thing. Oh, yeah, just shoot him and tell him that you'd be fine.
Oh, the police here. They're useless.
He said but they have both agreed. Shoot first and ask questions later. It's because you shouldn't be walking up on people at 2:00 in the morning on the side of the highway. It's a sure way to get shot. And but to be honest with you, most people ask me all the time why you carry guns when you're going places. And I mean, there's a lot of wild animals around. There's panthers and hogs, and all kind of crazy stuff, gators. But it's not them. It's the idiot person you run into in the middle of the woods at 3:30 in the morning. And you're thinking, okay, I know why I'm out here. Why in the hell are you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Dorothy?
What's he doing in the woods at 3:30 in the morning?
Yes, well, we go to the woods a lot at 3:30 in the morning, but it's part of the lifestyle down here. But it's in like when we're doing investigations in places like on NASA territory and stuff, we'll be out there wee hours of the morning, and you just never know. People just show up out of nowhere, and you're kind of like, and sometimes we're like 14 miles back in the swamp. Who the hell's going back there? I mean, first you got to be brave enough to go back there. It's not exactly a place anybody just wants to go roaming around, and it's not the safest place to be in the wee hours. And we were back there one morning when I don't know, it's about 160 hogs come walking through. I'm thinking, big old hog. And then on top of that, right when they get to the end, there must have been 80 little piglets behind them, toting on, running behind them.
And Joe, when you say hogs, you mean like wild boar, right?
Well, no, they're a mix. They're a cross between a red Russian boar and a regular hog. Hogs that escape go breed in the swamp with the boars, and then they get these hybrids. They get 600-700 pounds.
So you have like they don't fear humans, and they're wild together.
Yeah, because so when you're out and about, you just got to be aware that something might eat you or shoot you or something. So you just need to be aware. But like I said, it's good places. If you're an author and illustrator, it's good places to be writing. I mean, Anne Rice had some pretty good books from down here. She's written over the years, and like the Vampire Chronicles.
Yeah. I find too that like America's very rich, and like for instance, it doesn't take long for you to go on a ghost hunt and then write a paranormal book, like that kind of thing. So it's really rich history for that.
It's New Orleans is a particularly old city. It's a haunted city. It's funny for us because all my friends that live on the other side of the world always call them the oldie goldies. I said, you've had your chance at effing up the world. It's ours now. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, for 3,000 years, Europe is in the place up. I said, so it's our turn now to F it up. I said, just sit down and hang on. That's all I can tell you. And because, we got a running joke about the Middle East being a boil on the planet's ass. Somebody's been needing to lance it for 5,000 years. And somebody goes, well, that's where civilization started. I said, obviously, we need to work on that concept a little bit. I said, it's a mess. But it's funny because when you look at all of this, all of where we are today and how we got to where we are, it's a different world than it was 100 years ago or 500 years ago. And when you look at the Europeans versus the old world versus the new world, there's a difference. There's a serious difference too.
Or even 30 years ago, it's way different.
So things like art and anything art related or authors, illustrators, anybody along those lines really serve a purpose in helping bridge those gaps. Because right now there is a growing gap between the old world and the new world. And I wasn't when the first time somebody told me this was about 10 years ago, I'm like, well, I don't really feel it. But in the last 4 or 5 years, I've really noticed that there really does seem to be a gap, which kind of bothers me a little bit because I got a lot of friends outside the planet.
It's I just kind of see all of humanity as kind of a beautifully unhinged composition on palettes, say that kind of a thing. There's times at which places go a little further ahead and places fall a bit further behind. I'm hoping that that the intent is still good everywhere. I may be an idealistic Canadian, though. Yeah, that might
Don't
happen.
watch our show from last night if you're a Canadian. Is all I can say. Stay away from there. Well, a good friend of mine from Alberta sent me a clip. It's about Alberta and Ontario wanting to succeed from Canada. And,
Secede.
Yes, something nice to says it succeed, didn't it? Anyway, I'm sorry. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, I got, my station manager lives in Canada. And several of my hosts live in Canada. We have a big presence up there, and I'm kind of like, I don't think I want to play this. I'm going, all my friends are going to be griping at me. I don't want to hear it. Because really and truly, it affects me, but it doesn't affect me like it affects somebody who lives with this. But we played it because one of our Canadian friends requested it. And I didn't realize there was as much animosity towards certain things. I guess it's the same in all countries. There's just some animosity that gets built up over years. People always think somebody else is getting the better end of the stick than they are. Because that's basically all the gripes came down to the same thing. They felt like somebody else was getting more than they were. So I was kind of like, okay, well, sure, we're not going to make you a state. We'll let you be a territory. We're not taking no more states, though.
I think that when it comes to Canada, it was more of an economic agreement than here. I like that we're able to work differences out, though, because this has happened before with the secession talk.
Yeah.
And it's just been, I like that, even though there's differences of opinions, usually Canadians can work it out.
Yeah, they showed the last vote was it was close. The one in 95, I believe it was a close vote. And but since then Canada came up with new rules saying, okay, if you want to leave, we'll let you leave, but we have the right to go through some moves first to help y'all to either get out or to help you maybe change your mind and stay. Yeah, it was part of what we played last night. The whole thing was surreally weird because I don't think any of it will ever happen. It's like when people talk about where they're going to leave, when you hear states say, well, we're going to leave the union. Yeah, go ahead, try. It's actually illegal here. You can't leave the union.
Oh.
We will come hunt you down and flock you down. So there's no leaving the union here.
That's right. You guys don't have any kind of precedent, do you? You don't have any kind of rules?
Originally, there was a way to get out, but not anymore.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd have to get like 88% of Congress to say, okay, you can leave. And that's just never going to happen. So it's just not going to. They have been talking about, though, taking new territory, though, which I found interesting. There's been countries express interest in becoming territories. So we'll see how that goes. Well, they don't want states because states get the right to vote for president. We don't want no more of that. But territories, you get all the rights of being an American, except you don't get to vote for president.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Your system is sufficiently complex. I kind of look at it and go, "What is happening?"
It's weird
sometimes.
Yeah, well, because it's weird. I mean, when you look at all governments, because I like to watch the British government sometimes because they fight more than we do. Oh, let me rephrase. It's not that they fight more than we do. They're just more in your face about it than Americans are. And even though Americans are getting worse about it lately, Brits like banging the shoes and shit and throwing stuff at people. That's not allowed in Congress. They'll come lock you up in our Congress for that kind of crap. They'll come handcuff you. So you can't be throwing stuff at people. But it's just watching any government, the process to me, first off, the fact that any government actually makes it through, feeds its people, closes houses, keeps them safe, keeps themselves from being invaded is a miracle in itself, regardless where the hell you live. All I'm looking for is just a more united planet so that money that gets wasted today on things like military can be used somewhere else.
And maybe we can do that through literature and art.
That's the whole point.
I actually do think that would help an awful lot. Like, I'm not joking when I say that literature builds empathy and empathy builds communities. So I kind of agree with you, Carmen. On that.
Good. And Dorothy, what do you got? You wrote the short story Thickly for the anthology L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 42, which is out now in the United States and Canada, and will be out soon in South Africa there. What are you writing next?
What am I reading next?
What are you writing next?
Oh, what am I writing?
Yeah.
I'm actually, I've been busy with a series of South African short stories, very similar to Thickly, I think, that I've been writing over the past year or so, and I'm just polishing them up and getting them together to make another little anthology of those stories, because then I need to finish a novel. So actually, I think it's procrastination. Let me sort out my anthology so I don't have to edit my novel.
Novels take concentration, though.
Yeah.
So that like give you
always speculative. Maybe not heavy science fiction, but it always does. It has a speculative edge, definitely.
Right. Very good. Did you think it gave you a boost in inspiration to go through the whole travel, the week here and the workshop, the awards event, and now the book release soon?
I think most writers, I think by the time you can work your way through all the honorable mentions, the rejections, the silver honorable mentions, and then you actually become a winner and you go through to LA and you interact with the judges and get from them, the biggest thing that I took away was confidence in my writing. And
that's great.
It was like all the stuff I've written over so many years, and you shelve it. It's never going to be good enough. And that's what I've done now. I've gone to my other short stories and I'm thinking, but actually this isn't bad at all. Things that I didn't even submit because they were maybe too African, because I always write from a South African perspective. And now I'm like, that was the biggest takeaway, was just that boost of confidence, that, believe in yourself and put your work out there. Stop shelving it.
Right.
But I must say as well, what I really, really enjoyed was the judges, who are very well-known writers, sharing their journeys with us and all the insights into writing and publishing. And it was a masterclass, a wealth of information. It was like a year-long writing, publishing, all of that sort of thing, all of that crammed into that week. And that's why we were so exhausted afterwards. But it was absolutely worth it. If it wasn't for the fact that we were going to have those workshops with those well-known writers like Orson Scott Card and Jodie Lynn, they were just amazing.
Jodie Lynn, yeah.
Yes,
Kevin Anderson.
And Tim Powers. Tim Powers was an absolute hoot.
Yeah,
and,
he is. He's great.
If it wasn't for the fact that there was so many, that we were going to have the workshops, I wouldn't have gone. I would never have gone just to get the award. But the workshops, and it was so worth it. Really.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to be a writer, you need to enter this contest. What is really good is the fact that every quarter there's a new contest. You enter, and if nothing happens, you say, okay, well, I need to brush up my skills a bit more, and you enter the next quarter and work your way up a bit. And also what helped me was I did the online writing course that Writers of the Future offers.
Right.
And that is a brilliant course.
And it's free for those. Yeah, just sign up. Yeah.
That's next up for me.
It's free to enter. Every quarter, it's free to enter. There are so many contests, $25 to enter. Then you think, well, no.
Right, they're vanity contests.
And best of all, when you're at Author Services building and you're doing the workshops, you have the world's best coffee on tap. That was great.
Hopefully, John hopefully John will be seeing this, and he's the usual coffee maker there. So, John Goodwin, president of Galaxy Press.
Yes, he makes good coffee.
Thank you so much.
Feather in his
From
cap
South
there.
Africa. It was
Praise for your coffee, John, halfway across the world.
And they even found rooibos tea for me. It took them a couple of days, and there was rooibos tea. That was, the services people. I just want to shout out to them as well. I've never seen a group of people bend over backwards, be so hospitable, so accommodating, and just trying to make the week as amazing as it can possibly be. And they went over and beyond that.
Yeah.
It was
great.
That was really such a good experience. And if you are hesitant on going to the big wide world in LA and what's it going to be like, and are these people going to be dodgy and stuff like that, they were so good to us. They were really it was like being on a holiday in the most amazing place, except they make you work all day long. Lots of writing.
Yeah, they're amazing. I for one am glad you came, even if you had only come for the awards, which doesn't sound like you anyway. I was just gratified to finally meet the person who made me cry in my front room. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, good. Yeah, that's quite.
Except a warning: if you're coming from South Africa to LA, you need to save up a lot of money just to buy a bottle of water at Target.
Yeah, it ain't
it's very expensive.
Yeah, it does. I think the average hamburger about $35, $36, something like that. It's
we actually had a few years back. We had an illustrator from South Africa who was he was the illustrator winner. So I think he didn't make the trip, though. He might not have made the trip. So he was a winner. I think he was more. I think he was more in the Cape Town area too.
Yeah, but they didn't give him a visa. City.
Yeah, they probably didn't. They don't. It's funny. Some countries are weird about
sometimes too. Yeah.
Yeah, they get weird about giving somebody visas.
Right.
I'm sure they have their reasons why, but
right. We had a winner from Nigeria and a winner from Iran, and neither one of those two winners could get the visa to come out. So
yeah, Iran I can understand. They would figure that a flight risk.
Right. Yeah.
You might not come back.
Right.
China doesn't seem to care anymore. Yeah, take them, keep them, man. We got plenty of people. Just keep them over there, man. Don't send them back. No, keep them. Keep them.
Yeah, we have the one.
You're
guy
amazing
from,
artist.
Yeah, right. We have the one guy from Ann Arbor this year, Alan Zhang. He's from he's just studying over here, but he was a winner, and I forget who, right off the top of my head, whose story he illustrated. Might have been Thomas Eggenberger, but anyway, he's from not too far from Beijing, and he was a winner, but he's studying at a school in Detroit here. So, but his name is actually Hobbiton, and he goes by Alan. His last name is Zhang, and his illustration is in L. Ron Hubbard Presents Raiders of the Future, Volume 42.
Yeah.
Just to put another plug in for that.
Can
you tell that I work for the publisher?
No, really?
Yeah,
It's like someone
no, indeed, no, man. We don't know that.
It was interesting, Alan. Alan, it was interesting because at the time of the interviews on the red carpet area at the Taglian Center, he would be talking in English to one set of media people and then Chinese to the. I'm like, wow, he's going to be busy, and boy, was he ever. Yeah. But it's interesting that you, Dorothy, thought that some of your writing was, as you put it, too South African. When I found that with Stickley, it just stood out with such vibrancy, and you could feel the caring in the story for the culture. And I felt the same for Bafu, who was ultimately the Golden Brush winner, that you could see a lot of love and emotion, and it was just really stirring. So there's this thing where I think writers believe that if they reflect where their culture and where they come from, it might be too niche, but it's actually quite enlightening. So I hope you never do that again and you start publishing a lot. I want your book.
That's great. Yeah, it's funny. The grand prize winner for the writers, Michael Kuster, I remember he was telling me when he first got the call from Joni, he was saying, are they calling me to tell me that this was like too over the top and it was not in their, wheelhouse of what they want to publish and stuff. He was like, so
they call you for that?
Yeah. What was that, Dorothy?
So they call you for that?
Yeah, right. Well,
That's
what he was That's what he was thinking.
Yeah.
And he said it was like a nightmare for him writing that, and that he said he had trouble sleeping and stuff after he wrote it.
Oh.
So anyway, but it's always interesting to see how the writers or illustrators look at their own work, and really the amount of self-invalidation that they have to overcome to just get their work out there, and John tells a story. I think it was before I was working with Galaxy Press, but there was a guy, he was an airline pilot, and if I remember this correctly, the guy, my stuff isn't, he keeps writing, and his wife, he's married, and he has his wife read the stuff, and he's, no, I'm not submitting it. No, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. And his wife got his story and submitted it to the contest. And he ended up winning, and he's getting the call. God. He's getting the call from Joni, and he's going, "You're a winner in the Writers of the Future contest." And he's like,
"How?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not." And she's going, "Yes, you are. You're a winner in the contest." And he's going, "No, I'm not." He goes, "I've never submitted to this contest." And then she goes, "You wrote this story," and she tells him the title of the story, and he goes, "Yeah, I wrote that. That's my story." And then he eventually finds out his wife submitted it for him. So, but it's that, I can't tell you, like year after year, writers and illustrators talk about going through a quote unquote dark space, and it's just like overcoming that confidence or lack of confidence to basically put it out there, and that's really how the contest works. Some people end up proing out, like Kevin Anderson. He ended up he made it a point to submit to the contest every quarter, and eventually proed out, and now he's a judge and an incredible author, but he just kept doing it, and it's so good, Dorothy, to hear that that's what you got out of doing all this, is it gave you the confidence to continue on.
No, it did. It did.
Yeah.
So I have a huge unpublished backlist I'm busy working on.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Right. And Tracy, you're also a writer, and you submit to the contest.
I do.
So that's great. Yeah. And
I'm 2 honorable mentions in.
Oh, good.
So please cross your fingers. That means I've made it to the final table 2 times.
Right.
And I am very much just trying to figure out how to, and I think I need to do the course that you did, Dorothy.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, and then that should help me refine what exactly they're looking for, because I've come close at least twice. Yeah. But I do have 25 novels of my own, different genres.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Let
Thank you.
let me say this on what you just said, because you said what they're looking for. And I think there is a know what they're looking for. Here's a story from, as a matter of fact, gentleman near you. He was in Kitsap, actually,
Yeah, that's
in Washington State there. And Randy, oh God, what's his last name? Anyway, Randy was a grand prize winner one year, and so I'm doing publicity with him, and I'm talking to him all the time, and it's and I said, so how'd you come up with that story? And he goes, well, I made quite a few submissions to the Writers of the Future contest, and then I started getting honorable mentions and this and that, and and then he says, you know what? I know what they want. I'm going to write what they want. And he wrote a story. Nothing. He got nothing back. And then he said,
not even honorable mention.
Not even honorable mention. Nothing. He got nothing back from. Anyway, he goes, the next one, he goes, I'm going to write something from the heart. I'm just going to write what I like and write from the heart. And he did that. And that's how he won the grand prize then.
Yeah.
He should have went and listened to Joni and I's interview, and he could have did it a lot faster.
There you go.
Yeah, because Joni tells you what she wants to hear. I've asked her more than one time. I've done several interviews with her about what kind of stories, what kind of hooks, and how far are you and your readers willing to read before you move on to the next, story. Yeah. So they tell you that, and they're honest about it. You better get the hook in pretty fast, because if not, odds are you're not going to make the cut. So people, all I can tell you is make sure you got something early in the story that's got a hook in it,
because it's not that long a story. You have to get in there.
So you got to get it in there quick, because there's a lot of stories in there. So the problem for y'all is there's only 5 or 6 stories. It'd be one thing, but there's a few hundred to a few thousand stories. So there's a lot of competition. So you got to get something in there. But it's more than that, because they tell you, what they're looking for, especially when it's a certain type of genre and stuff. So it can really make your life a lot easier. Yeah, it may not guarantee you're going to win, but it sure gives you a better shot of winning. It's not cheating, Harley. No, that's not considered cheating. Cheating is when you give the judge $500,000 and say, "Can I have the prize?" That's cheating.
That's cheating. But my rule of thumb is, if I enjoy it when I write it, maybe somebody else will.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. One of the other stories that I have, I of course would work with the late great Dave Wolverton and he was the coordinating judge for the Writers of the Future, and he would work with other authors and lots of very well-known authors. And he says, he wouldn't tell me their names, of course, but he said sometimes they would call him up and the author would go, "I can't do this anymore."
Oh no.
And Dave would go, "Just keep writing, just keep writing." So there's, if that's any words of inspiration for you, hopefully that'll carry you through. So it's like even the people that are like very well known, he would be coaching and mentoring them. They get into that sort of frame of mind where they need a confidence boost, and they need to just keep moving on with their endeavor, their literature endeavor. So
I think confidence is a big thing. And if you just think about it, one of the judges, Brandon Sanderson, submitted to Writers of the Future, and he didn't even get an honorable mention. But he believed in himself, and he just kept writing. And I mean, who doesn't know who Brandon Sanderson is?
Right.
So,
He's one of the judges for the contest now too.
exactly. And he's like one of the biggest writers in the world. Absolutely.
Right. Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So believe in yourself. When I wrote, every time I submitted a story, it was also like Tracy says, what do they want? And I kept doing it. And the last time I submitted, I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of this now. I'm just going to write what I want to write. And because of the subject matter, I thought, you know, it's not even going to get anywhere. So I just used the people's real names.
Oh wow!
Because the characters in the story, I used people's real names. Even the ANC ward councillor, I used her name because it's never going to get anywhere. And that was just very surprising. So I think it's about writing from your heart, and all the other things must be there. The techniques and the technical aspects. I think that is the important thing, is focusing on the technical aspects, which is what the online course will do for you. But then as to subject or how you approach it, that must come from the heart rather than, I wonder what do they want? Because I spent 5 years wondering what do they want, and I never got closer.
Right. And
they don't know what they want.
Exactly right. And when it comes right down to it, it's like the stories are all over the place. You know, it's not like they're some sort of genre or theme or anything like that. They're all over the place. You know, and what's the grand prize winner is all over. It's something new every year. So there's, you know, if there's
it must just be speculative.
That's right. Yeah.
Speculative.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And like your technique, Dorothy, honestly, reading through was like, it's interesting because I remember reading through, there's zero barriers to getting through the story. It was so well done. Just saying.
Thank you.
Well, good. And Tracy, what did you think was the highlight out of the whole week and traveling here and the awards event? And
yeah, that would be difficult for me to say because so many cool things happened, like from Echo to B. Johnson and to meeting people who do storyboards at Parville. And for, you know, it was just incredible. And also we had the luck to sit in on some of the, or have some presentations that the writers were getting. So we were all in one place and I met Bill Fawcett. He was amazing.
Yes,
and I was like, and he has this whole entire like 20 points that you haven't thought of that are secret things about your art and your writing to improve your technique and all this sort of thing. And it's just like, you're I don't know, you're just constantly like your hair is blowing back because these people are really, really smart and they're really good at what they do. So they're experts in their field. Like Cirello, he was there, he did the cover, and you know, he started to spell out his philosophy in some of his paintings about the alliance that he feels between dragons and women. And I was just like rapt thinking about, like, no wonder he paints the way he does. He sees these Amazonian women as almost like spirits, having spirit animals that are dragons. And I was like, this is so cool. So the whole time was amazing. And just the whole vibe of everything that you're going to do in that week is creative. One of my highest points was probably when we went to Rob Pryor's studio and he was like, I want you to paint on my painting. And I was knocked for 6. I didn't know what to do, like to say. I was just, are you sure? They also have a little speed painting thing in his studio where I literally, there's this drawing of a woman figure and a male figure. And they're like, well, we want you to try and speed paint and just do the important parts that you feel. And we'll call time. And then you switch brushes with someone else. And I remember putting my hand on the drawing and looking at the lady who had done it and going, are you sure you want me to paint on this. So beautiful. And yeah, so that will probably stick into my head for the rest of my life. Just being able to go in, paint on his painting, and do this big, because I'm taking abstract courses, abstract slashing line and splash with a chip brush on his own work. And he just was like, behind me, I got paint splattered on my hair. And I turned and he had paint splattered on his shirt. And he looked very sagacious as he looked at the painting and went, I did not expect that. Just like that. It was amazing.
Yeah, Rob's a great guy. Rob Pryor, of course, is one of the judges for the Illustrators of the Future contest, and
Yeah.
amazing artist in his own right.
Oh yes, it can a kind of ambidextrous type painter.
That's true, right? Yeah.
Very strong mental imagery, so he can paint with his eyes shut because he knows where he is on the canvas. Just a lot of gifts. It looks like pure talent, but you realize he's been doing this since he's about 13. It's like, oh, there's grit in that talent, right? There's a lot that goes into that builds his confidence. Because you take it, he does this in front of crowds with pounding music everywhere.
Right.
It's like
Yeah. A
everything is
performance art type thing.
yeah, and you would think that would distract him, but I think it really just puts him in the right, like his happy place to paint like that. It was just amazing. In his studio, we got to see his new abstract work, stuff that he's doing now, and he just pulls it out of a stack, and I'm just like I just felt a flash of cold through me. It was just gorgeous, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so lucky to be here. Was what was going through my head. Yeah, it was amazing. And
Oh, that's
10
great.
out of 10, would recommend, don't pass it up.
Right.
Mm.
And did you enjoy the awards event?
You go first, Dorothy.
Stick it off in Dorothy.
I try to avoid as much of it as possible. I'm proud to say there's not a single photo of me on the red carpet, because I was going around taking photos of people's shoes, which I put on Facebook.
Which I love.
No, I've got your shoes as well, Joe. They also on my Facebook page. There were very interesting pairs of shoes. But the actual awards event was, that was quite something. That was like being at the Oscars. It was huge. It was glamorous. It was to have somebody do your hair and your makeup, and it was just out of this. It was really a Hollywood moment that I will never forget. That was something else.
Dorothy straight up looked like a princess sat next to me. It was amazing.
We all looked like princesses. They made us look so beautiful. They organized our stylists, and the guys looked so smart in all their tuxedos. And
oh yes,
even those who never shave and still didn't shave, they were trimmed a little bit. I see some of these geeky guys like Michael, like their beards and stuff. And it was, I enjoyed everything about it, even dodging the cameras on the red carpet.
I don't know. I got some pretty good pictures of you, so
I'll take those. She's amazing. I sat next to her the whole time. She was like a rock for me. I was very nervous, and like just the size of the Taglian Center and just the crowd, and it's so like almost like you dropped into Cinderella somewhere, and it's gorgeous. The best steak I've ever eaten in my life, in my entire life. It was amazing. But it is
the
like
food. The food there is always amazing every year.
I can't even. I remember, like I'm solidly gonna eat the fish, right? But when I tasted the steak, it was just like, what is this? I've never had anything like this. It was so good. But I gotta say, big thanks to Dorothy for being my rock when I was super, super nervous and felt a bit overwhelmed. And of all the nerves I had, it turned out that I was very nervous about the speech. I only practiced it 3 times. But in the end, that was the easiest part. I went after Dorothy, and I felt such gratitude and humility at that point, she had called me out, and I just felt such gratitude. It was just anyway. It was really amazing, and again, a once in a lifetime thing is not going to be happening to you every day. So don't pass it up. I mean, if you need to be in this contest, you need to be building your skills and putting faith, and just if you don't have enough faith, then borrow some faith until you win, right? It's worth it.
Yeah. There's Dorothy on the red carpet with the entourage.
Doesn't she look poised?
So I was on the red carpet. You must have gone to find me for that one.
I did.
They make sure they get you somewhere along the line. They can't help themselves. They always make sure they get you on there. That's it. You know,
we found one of me.
My hardest thing is finding pictures of myself after these events. I got lots of pictures of everybody else.
She has great pictures of your boots. I was like, that's Joe.
Yeah, they make it to the web every once in a while.
Oh, that's right. He had the snakeskin boots. So
I might wear the other ones next year. I don't know. We'll see. I buy a new pair about every couple of years because it takes me 2 years to break in a pair of boots where they're worth wearing. It's I just got those broken where I could walk in them, you know, any length. I like them to be soft when you do a lot of walking in.
You need to give Dorothy a follow. See all the incredible shoes. There was one set with bows that completely covered in crystal and so pretty.
And there were blue sneakers as well from one of the winners.
Somebody always wears sneakers every year. I don't know.
Rob Pryor always wears sneakers.
Yeah.
So,
I can believe that.
Mike Strickland had sneakers.
Mike Strickland wore sneakers, yes.
I can believe that of Rob.
Yeah, Mike said that's why he wore sneakers, actually. We asked him about it.
Outstanding, like literally.
Kara, writersofthefuture.com, yeah. Yeah, everything you need to know about the contest is there.
Yeah, get in the contest. Do it for yourself. Do it for the part of you that doesn't believe you can do it, because you can. It just takes work. It's like everything.
Just go win the damn contest, people. Then you get to meet Carmen. I mean, then you get to meet Carmen. You get to meet all the people who come down. We try to introduce y'all to some of them before you get here, so you know a couple of people before you get to the event. But it's an interesting event. There's a lot that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, they had an astronaut speak right in front of me. I thought it was. Now
That's
I love
her right there.
I was just like, and when she gave a speech afterward to the combined writers and illustrator winners, just frantic penmanship going across the page. You had people taking notes and me thinking about your heart as a bubble, like imagery. It was just amazing. So like, don't pass it up. If you're thinking of doing it, just do it.
There she is. There's the astronaut right there.
Smiling and grinning.
Yeah, look at that big old smile on her face right next to Emily. There's Emily right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a good looking table there, people. See that? That's why I'm in the middle, by the way. You see.
That's right.
No,
Joe,
Jackie, really, she is an astronaut.
You got a beard there, don't you?
Yes, I do. So I'm done right now with a beard right there. No, the lady in the blue is an astronaut. Yes. Matter of fact, this was a question that nobody got right a couple of weeks ago. We was giving away one of those 10 set book boxes. And I asked y'all to tell me who was the astronaut. Y'all picked this young lady standing next to John Goodwin, which we all love and know who she is. It's Emily Goodwin. She's not the astronaut.
Right.
Go over one to the lady in blue, and she is the astronaut.
You would have owed me a set of books. I will never forget this woman's face. Married to a Navy SEAL. I was like,
for me, there's always something every year that's unexpected at these events for me. And one of the ones is okay, your boy over here with the beard, he's got a couple of bachelors in science. She's got a bachelor of science. She's got a PhD. He's got a PhD. I got a bachelor's. So this little group right here, this little section, we just geeked out for like 2 hours.
oh God, so
We
cool.
space geeked out, like the rest of the table looked at us like we had a plague or something.
I like it.
It was a great conversation. I'm sure for everyday people it was a boring conversation, but for us it was a good conversation.
You can see in the background a little bit of what we're up against. Like the Taglian Center is packed. It's this beautiful pink aura that's over everything. You just are feeling like you're in a fairy tale.
Yes. Yeah. What's that, Glenn? Everybody at this table is doing is some of them are guests, some of them are most everybody. That particular table is working. There's only a couple of guests at the table. I think there's 3 guests at the table. Everybody else is working.
Right. Yeah. The lady to John's, what would that be? His right was one of the keynote speakers. Also, yes. That's Andrea. Can't remember her last name, but she, as a matter of fact, that's where John and Emily are now at the it's International Book Publishers Association, and so and that lady is she's one of the heads of that organization. So
yes, so that's the event that we're all talking about right now at the Taglian Center. Everybody you see there. The ladies that we're talking to right now are hidden somewhere in one of these tables around us right there somewhere. There's lots of tables around us.
We're up by the stage.
Yes, well, they always put the winners always get by the stage. They put me in the back where I can behave myself, but it's
you were dead center. I remember that. I remember looking back.
Yeah, they well, it's funny. The first 2 years they had me in the front on the left side stage, and for some reason the camera just kept cutting. And I'm just press. I'm nobody. You don't need to be taking my. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not camera shy, but I mean, it's not about me. It's about the people who are there. So then they moved me, and then finally she just put me back there with them. She said, "All right, I'm keeping an eye on you. I'll put you back with the cool table." I said, "Okay, that works for me."
You'll need to be doing one of these.
Well, a lot of times I got to sit with the judges, like when with Tom and B, and then they put me with the judges, which was Tom's a bad influence on me. Yeah. Tom and that Echo person are bad influences on me.
Echo's amazing.
Well, yes, I mean, man, are they bad influences? But
there's the whole hall, and
that's what I mean.
That's actually with Tracy on stage there, giving her acceptance speech.
That means Dorothy is on the side of the stage. And I remember looking at her when she was speaking and thinking, I can do this.
Yes, I'm not going to pass out yet. Just give me a minute. No. I'm okay. Yeah. Take a deep breath. I'm all right.
I just told my sister who was there, like, send paramedics.
Randy, after you've spoken on the stage a couple of times, it's not hard, but your first time, I mean, there's a lot of people staring at you. You're looking at it at an audience, and all them people are staring back at you, not including the TV audience or the people listening via the radio. There's a lot of people listening to the show. I know there was close to 1 million that viewed it and over 10 that listened to it. So 10 million listened to it. Yeah. So there was a lot of people tuning in. And then you got the whole audience, which I think there was 250 people in the audience.
350.
350. Yeah. Because
350.
Yeah.
350.
Well, I always just pick out 2 or 3 people in the audience to stare at when I'm giving a lecture. That way it keeps my mind off of saying something crazy.
I think for me, while I was up there, it was like there's a lot of light, like, and not in a bad way, but there's enough light in the room that you're kind of in a nice aura on stage. Mm-hmm. And then I would just look at my sister because she was such a integral part of this. She read me the stories. She was like, "What do you think of that?" We discussed things, and then she'd look at my thumbnails. Yeah, so I just look at her. But there is a nice, when you get on stage, if you have stage fright, you guys who are going to play for this, it's a very nice aura. It's not like you're blinded or whatever. It's just beautifully lit.
Yeah, and it's not like we're going boo or anything like that. So we're all laughing and friendly and stuff. Oh, Kirby, everybody there is good, is friendly press. Yes, everybody. And
they're there to celebrate your victory too.
Yeah. There's no press allowed at any of the events other than friendly press. There's a lot of press. I'm not the only press there by any means. There's a lot of press there, but it's all friendly press.
God, there's a lot of press.
Yeah, nobody's there to make you look bad. Everybody's there to make you look good. And no, there's no real negative press to be there anyway. There's nothing really negative about the event to have negative press.
No, it's a celebration of creativity. And I think even the BBC was there.
Yeah,
I was like, "You're my mainstay." Hi, guys.
So I'm feed the negative press, and I just feed them to the alligators. So You do that one time, there's no more negative press. It's once the rumor is out, they're like, "Is that the guy who fed what's his name to the out?" Okay, we're gonna chill now.
He's from the.
Is he
It's
here
just
again
right
this
out
year?
back of his
Oh
house.
shit! They're like, okay, we're gonna all we'll behave now and then behave. What are you talking about? What picture? Oh no, that was Carmen and Fred Smith. That was last year's picture anyway. It wasn't this year's. Of course, I look short because they're both like as tall as fucking hell. That's why. They're 5'11", then they just way taller than me. Both of them are. Oh, it's in between them. Yeah, it's like lift me up in the air kind of picture.
That's like being around Mark Leslie Lefebvre. He is.
Mark's a tall one too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is in the water in that part of Canada? I don't know.
Yes, it's that's all that craft beer he drinks. That's what that is. Like,
Yeah.
they got some special ingredients in there.
Yeah.
Oh man. What's Jack? No, Canadian. No, Canada's got a lot of talented people. It's just there's not, you don't hear as much because there's only 39, 40 million Canadians in the whole freaking world. And I mean, there's as many Californians as there is Canadians. So I said,
And we love every one of them. They are wonderful and gifts. I'm just saying.
and they're very well spread out in their state too. And there's places where, I got some friends that live where there really isn't even internet connections like we think of, unless you're on Telstar or on maybe Elon Musk stuff. They still got a lot of territory in Canada that don't get used. Yeah, it's a big country. It's like the biggest country on the planet. Of course, it's a monstrous place.
It's a bit cold though.
Yeah, and then there's so few of them up there.
Yeah.
Eventually, Canada will have a bunch of people. Give it another 150 years, maybe 200 years. Something. It takes a little time. Maybe Now, unless global warming's not real and we have an ice age coming, then no, there won't be nobody in Canada. They'll all be living in southern Louisiana. It'll
be okay. I could live with that.
Yes, it's they got good food there anyway. No, Jack. So when you get into all of the climate change stuff, the funny part is in the 70s, the ice age was coming back. Yeah, it was always the ice age. Then it was global warming. Then it was climate change because global warming didn't work because not everywhere was getting warmer. Some places were getting colder. Like where I live, it's actually gotten colder. So they've had to kind of change their concept. Now they're just kind of like, well, climate's changing. We're not exactly sure why it's changing, where it's changing, and how it's changing, but it is changing. I'll tell you that much. Can we do anything about it? Well, we're not exactly sure. We thought we knew what was causing it, but not so much now. It's a little confusing. It's a great conversation, Jack. It really is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of people going to write a lot of good books. A matter of fact, I bet you there'll be some really good sci-fi books written about climate change.
Yeah.
In the future.
I think we had in this
the people who lived in the windmill or something. I'm sorry.
We had one of the volumes about dinosaurs, so that was cool.
It's
most Canadians live in the very south of the country anyway, right?
It's very cold up there. I keep saying.
Yes, it's very cold up there.
The island I'm from has a tundra area, and there's not even 1 million people in Newfoundland. But like I'm telling you, it's like fairyland. So if you ever want to go somewhere wonderful, you can go there. Yeah.
A good friend of mine, Cougar, likes to remind me that they like to go jump in the water when it's 60 below outside. I'm like, and you're a retard. I said, do you understand that? You are a retard. That's as politely as I can say that. I said, that's not even politically correct, and I'm still going to say it. I'm like, come on.
Oh, my gosh. Every Canadian is just like, but it's water, though.
Yeah, it's water. I know.
Is water any different anywhere else?
Oh my God. It's she always tells me how cold. Her and her husband always tell me how cold it is. I said, well, there's other places on the planet, right, that's warmer. And just in case you didn't know, they just move south a little ways, it gets warmer. The farther south you go, the warmer it gets. Well, at least till you get to the equator anyway. And then it starts getting cold again.
Are you landlocked, Dorothy, where you are? Or are you near the ocean, can I ask?
No, I'm landlocked.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Y'all going into winter, aren't y'all?
Yeah, it's pretty chilly already.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we don't have central heating and air conditioners and stuff like. you guys have that side. That was a treat. Yeah,
Dude,
when
that's
it's hot,
nice
we
to
get
have.
hot.
Yeah.
When it's cold, we get cold.
Well, Canadians don't have air
It's my fault.
conditioners.
Yeah, Dorothy sent me a picture during the week where she was showing me a house was practically completely underwater. They had so much rain. You said your power was off for a week, right?
Well, at first it was glitchy, and then it was off totally. We had 17 lines down in our town.
Wow.
From trees that had blown over onto the power lines. And it was
from a
gale
thunderstorm
force winds. It was gale force winds and rain. We didn't have such heavy rain, but we had the winds, and so they couldn't repair the lines because those cherry pickers can't work in the wind.
Right. I think here it's anything over 35 miles an hour they won't let them go out for. But things are a little different here. They actually go out. They got these tractors with these big round blades on them. They just go up and down the highways, cutting the trees away from the power lines all year round because we get hurricanes and stuff. So they try to keep as much of that away. And nowadays, I notice even that they're starting to go underground with the electrical lines.
Yeah.
They're getting tired of having to, put 500 million poles up every time we get a hurricane. Or people go without power for 6 months and stuff. They're like, no. We got to work on this. Chris, I know I own generators, dude. I'm not going without power that long. And the station has to have generators for backup. Yeah.
Dorothy, do you have generators there?
I hope.
Yeah, we do have generators, but we personally don't because we don't like the noise and the fumes. So we've got a little bit of inverter backup and things like that, but nothing that's going to keep you going for days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also our fuel is very expensive.
I can imagine.
I can imagine. Expensive. It's always been expensive, but now it's
I can imagine it's through the roof. Yeah. I mean, if Callie's paying $7, y'all probably double on that. It's
wow.
No.
Eventually gas will come back down. So probably another couple of months, but it'll come back down. Can't tell you about anything else, but it'll come back down.
That's true.
So for us in the United States, it's different. If fuel comes down, everything else comes down. So fuel comes down within 2 months of fuel coming down. You see diesel come down, and then within 2 months of that, you start seeing products prices start to drop. And the longer the fuel prices go down, the more the products drop because everything's based on fuel down here. So, and where I live, which is weird, there's fuel all over the place. So we're all kind of wondering why we're paying $3.50 to start off with, since
$3.50.
Yeah, yeah. You know what we were paying for the war started? $1.60.
No.
Oh
God.
my gosh.
Yeah, $1.60 a gallon. And when the war stops, we'll go back to $1.60 a gallon.
Yeah.
In Trump's first term before COVID hit, he had got us down to 99 cents a gallon.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
imagine.
Yeah.
And in the People's Republic of California here, we're probably the best deal is somewhere around $6 a gallon. So,
yeah.
I was seeing $6.65 on one of y'all's average things yesterday.
Right.
But don't worry, y'all fixing to get a Republican governor, so don't even worry about it. Gas price will go down a whole $1 a gallon, maybe even $2 after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
we'll see.
What's up, Kirby? If you like to write, writersofthefuture.com. There's a course on the site that you can take. And it's a good course. It'll help you to become a better author.
I'll be taking it.
Yeah, it helps. It helped me a lot. I just don't want to. No, I've taken the course 3 times. I just don't write the damn story. Well, because at the end of the course, you write a story. Yeah. Well, because if I write a story, I gotta send it to Emily, and I'm not sending a story to Emily, so it's just not going to happen. It's No, it's a good course, and if you are seriously thinking about going to authors to Writers of the Future, I would go take the course, and I would read the site really well, see exactly what it is they're looking for, and then if you want to cheat with the coordinating judges, there's several interviews with coordinating judges on this network on what it is that they're looking for to get them to pass your story on to the judges. Remember, the coordinated judges read it, the readers read it, and the coordinated judge goes through it, and if it's good enough, it gets passed on the judges. And remember, when the judges get it, there's no names, no pictures, no sexes. They don't know what you are. all they get is a story with a number. They could not tell you if you were a girl, guy, Martian. They have no clue. All they get is a story. Same thing with the illustrators. That's all they get is a number in the artwork.
You can also read these, by the way.
Yes.
If you get these and read these, this will slowly kind of get you into a good frame of mind for like, wow. Because remember when Dorothy said, think speculative, right? If you get these, you're just going to get the vibe, I guess, the aura.
Especially volume 42.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the newest version? Y'all need to get that one. Well, I guess I don't have 40 up there.
Illustrations are in it. Like,
There you go. Yeah. Actually, Tracy has 2 illustrations in there, right?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
I do.
Jesse.
Yeah, illustrated. Who's the other?
Zach Poulter from
Zach
Shellgate.
Poulter. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's my very tough-looking guy who's like
Right.
pulling his auto mag because Zach told me what in the story. It's really neat. It's done in a film noir style.
Oh wow.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, Jesse, we got to get out of here in a few minutes. What you got? John and I talked about that last week. Johnny Depp's new art thing. Yeah, we talked about it last week. Actually, I think they said they were helping April to get into it. You can go back and listen to the archive. Him and I talked about it.
I'm gonna have to do
Yeah,
that.
April Solomon has an illustration in volume 42.
Yeah. But it looks like she's going to have one in Johnny Depp's new competition for $25,000.
Oh wow!
So
there's also the Outstanding Artists show that's on YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, the Milans run it, and it is a hoot. You can also try and enter into stuff like that. Raises visibility, and it really gives you a sense of community. Another thing, by the way, that's not spoken about enough from writers and illustrators of the future, that sense of community, of achievement too in the community. So it's really nice.
yes. Dean, everybody, if you win, everybody at Writers of the Future and Author Services will treat you like a prince or a princess.
Princess.
Yes. Whatever you want to
Except
be,
I'll warn
I
you,
don't care.
except for Maliva, she is a slave driver. She makes
She is, man. Ooh, Maliva is a slave driver. God.
She's actually the cat herder. So
Yeah, she is, and she ain't got no time to play around now. She got that new grandbaby she was telling me about from 2 years now. So she said that's all she think about is that little grandbaby. I said, Jesse, that's like Michelle. Y'all know Michelle, my station manager from Canada. She got her little grandbaby now. I think he's 3 or 4. He told her the other day she couldn't sell a Mercedes Benz because it was his. I was
Yeah,
like,
Maliva is
kid is
amazing.
rotten is what the kid is. I mean, kid is rotten, but she knows he is. She spoils him beyond belief. It's there's nothing wrong with spoiling your kids as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences when they're 15. That's all.
Heaven help you.
That's right. It's what my son is 40. Yeah, he's a grown ass man. Yeah, no, he's not a kid anymore. I got my oldest great grandkid is 15.
Oh,
15, 16, yeah.
wow.
it's a good age.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we got the grandkids, the great grandkids, and the great great grandkids. And one of the great grandkids is thinking about maybe getting married and having some children. I said, and I will shoot you. I can't be no great 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 grandfather. What the hell kind of crap is that? I mean, really, how can we
I'm sure
introduce
that's not in his decision making process.
There's too many greats in that all the way around, man.
Right.
You know,
Joe.
man.
Hello, Joe. I think we need to wrap this up
Yeah, we got to go.
because it's like getting past midnight over there in South Africa for Dorothy.
Thank you, Dorothy. Oh my gosh.
3 minutes past 12.
Yeah.
Yes, it's early. It's just the sunshine just getting up and
My
around.
But
coach is
Dorothy
a
gets up
pumpkin.
really early in the morning.
It's,
I've been awake since 1 o'clock Saturday morning. Till
Oh,
now.
wow.
So,
Okay.
she don't sleep. We talked about this when I first met her. She don't sleep. We ain't gonna go there. We're gonna be good. Jesse,
no, I do sleep.
No.
I just sleep in
actually,
night.
everybody I met at all the winners were all fantastic people. They were great to talk with. Everybody was a lot of fun to talk with. Doris was great. Tracy was great. Everybody was a lot of fun to talk with. I had a lot of good conversations. Yes, some people have more personality than others, but that also has a lot to do with how nervous someone gets when they get there. Dorothy and Tracy both were kind of in their shell a little bit when the first time I talked to them. Second time in the air, they were kind of already coming out. When I seen them in LA, they were well on their way out. they were on their way out of the shell and on to something else. Let's just look at it like that. Well, because if you pull back too much, you don't get to enjoy the full event. Because you want to hear what everybody's got to say, but you also want to meet the people, the other winners. Dean, when I was young, I was very unsociable. Yeah, not anymore, but when I was young, I was. Yes. Now you can't shut me up. I get paid to talk. That's why.
I can attest to that. Yes.
Jimmy,
shut him up.
Jimmy Lee. So you got 1 minute. What you got? Because we got to go. Well, I got another show following this one. What you got? Actually, I believe, you know what? We were going to talk about this earlier and I forgot all about this. So we'll just put a cute picture up there right quick. Whose website is this?
One of
I just
Tracy's,
randomly found somebody's website up here.
Tracy's pieces of art there.
Yep.
One of her.
That is the cover on my main website. Her name is Sakura Kiss.
So we were going to actually talk about that, but we got sidetracked on the other stuff. So next time she's on, we'll have it. We'll bring the website up. But I put it up here because I want y'all to go find it and take a look at it. There's a lot of good stuff in there to look through, a lot of good, interesting art to go through. Well, we got to talk, and when we get to talking, sometimes we don't get to looking. It just happens sometimes. Besides, we had this other good-looking picture up there, and you really can't get around that one. Who does not want to look at that picture? I mean, come on. Anyway, Mark, we got to go, man. It is way past all of it. Dorothy needs to get some sleep. I need to get some food because we got another show coming up. Tracy says she's ready to party like it's 2099.
Never. Never happened.
And Carmen's got to go take the dog for a walk.
That's right.
Dorothy, I do miss you, and I hope you're doing well. I can't wait to read what you have coming next.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. And who knows, we might meet up at the Oscars.
That's right. And besides, next lifetime, don't worry. In a half a decade or so, we'll have teleporters. We can teleport around the planet. Exactly. Go visit in that way. But anyway, guys and girls, we got to go. And thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and the author's Quill. I hope you enjoyed the show. Any moans, groans, bitches, or complaints, feel free to write to Michelle DeRoche. She'd love to hear from y'all.
And don't forget to pick up your copy of L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 42.
42.
There it is.
Don't forget to send John and write to John and tell him how much you love him and how he takes good care of y'all. Y'all miss him. It's be nice to him now. Y'all gotta be nice. And no, actually, Clara, don't even go there. We ain't gonna go there. We'll talk about that. You know what? Ask me on the next show. How's that? We'll talk about it over there. On that note, good night, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Authors Quill and United Public Radio. And we will see you next week. Stay tuned for the chat.
Thank you.